Stay classy, Golden Eagles. So this is going to be lesson 3 of our determining important ideas and summarization unit from week 2. Yesterday we read different sections of our book that we read from the first day, A Picture Book of Amelia Earhart by David Alder. And yesterday what I asked you to do is from 3 different sections. They were about 3 to 4 pages each. I asked you guys to determine the most important idea and write that down in a Google Doc titled A Picture Book of Amelia Earhart, Think, Pair, Write. Today you're going to need a document that should accompany this video on today's activity, which is titled Excerpt from A Picture Book of Amelia Earhart. And make sure you have that open and this video as well, because we're going to go back and forth in between them, okay? So it's really important as a reader to be able to distinguish or tell the difference between important ideas and supporting details, okay? An important idea is something key to remember, and a detail supports that particular idea. Like facts, examples, and descriptions support a main idea, okay? And they help you as a reader to understand text more deeply. Today, you guys are going to identify important ideas, and then you're going to find supporting details that support that main idea, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and read the first 2 paragraphs aloud from the little excerpt, and then we're going to go through, and I've underlined 2 main ideas, and then we're going to, as a group, then I'm going to have you guys go through and underline supporting details that come after these 2 main ideas, all right? So let me go ahead and read those paragraphs out to you. So the first main idea happens to come in the first sentence. That's not always the case, but it happens to be this one this time. In 1937, she planned to fly around the world. That's the main idea. Now we're looking for supporting details that come after it. When she was told the flight was dangerous, Amelia said, "I've wanted to do this flight for a long time. If I should pop off, it will be doing the thing I've always wanted to do." On June 1st, 1937, Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, began the trip. They flew from Miami, Florida to San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I'm going to pause right there because that's the end. That gets us up to the next main idea. So the first main idea that we have is that she planned in 1937 to fly around the world. When I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, and I'm going to change it to be bold, so I'll model for you for the first one. I think the supporting details to say that she planned to fly around the world is that she knew the flight was dangerous. That'll be bold on your Google Doc. And then also she began it on June 1st, 1937, and she flew with her navigator, Fred Noonan. Okay, and I bolded those, okay, because I think those are 2 supporting details. Now, there could be a few more that you could add. There's really no right or wrong answer in here, other than that we need to make sure we have things that support the idea, the main idea that 1937, she planned to fly around the world. Well, she knew it was dangerous, and she had a navigator, all right? So the next key idea comes up here pretty soon. I'm going to start reading the main idea, and it's underlined for you guys. They flew to South America, then to Africa, India, Burma, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, and New Guinea. So that's the main idea from this second part, all right, from this second paragraph. Now I want you guys, as I read it, to bold sentences, to bold phrases, to bold words that support that main idea. And I'll read it again, the main idea. They flew to South America, then to Africa, India, Burma, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, and New Guinea. All right? So, I'm going to continue and read the last bit. And what I want you guys to do is go through, and you can pause every now and then, and highlight in bold, which if you highlight a sentence, a word, or phrase, there's a B, there's just a big bold letter B that is right next to the number, which is the text size, or the font size. And you can just click that when you've highlighted something, and it'll change it to bold. Okay, so I'm going to read the rest of it to you, and I want you guys to go through the remaining parts of this and find some details that support this main idea about her flight and how dangerous it was. They had gone more than 3/4 around the world. On July 2nd, they took off from Lae, New Guinea, for Holland Island, a tiny island in the vast Pacific Ocean. Vast meaning large. They never made it. Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan disappeared somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. There was an enormous search, but they were never found. Before she was lost, Amelia wrote to her husband, "I'm quite aware of the hazards. I want to do it. Women must try to do things that men have tried. When they fail, their failures must be but a challenge to others." Amelia Earhart was America's first lady of the air. She was a courageous flyer and a pioneer. She risked her life to prove that in the air and elsewhere, women were up to the challenge. She certainly was. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go through and I want you to, in bold, put down some key details that support our two main ideas from this article. One, she planned to fly around the world in 1937. The second is they flew from South America to Africa, India, Burma, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, and New Guinea. Now, what are some other things that come up in this story that are key details that support either one or both of those two main ideas? And I just read you those two main ideas. And remember, the main ideas are underlined. I want you guys to, in bold, highlight and then click bold. You can always do Control B and that will change it to bold. What you think are supporting details, facts, examples that support those two main ideas. When you're done, you can go ahead and turn this in and submit. Guys, remember that good readers do not necessarily remember everything that they read in a text, but they do remember what is most important. And they remember some of those supporting details those supporting details that enhance and make more sense for that main idea. All right. Next lesson, we're going to think about important ideas and supporting details when we read the rest. As always, stay classy, Golden Eagles.